I got the answer yesterday, um, so I couldn't recording because I was busy in these things that it come from heaven what I should do, and it was to ask those nuns, the monastery where in German, in Deutsch, is it kloster, and that is the same in Swedish, kloster. And it is not many are nuns here in Sweden, so they are about under 10 nuns that live outside our neighbor city, and I wrote to them yesterday, and I got the answer immediately, like today in the morning, because I have been sleeping, and I wake up 8 o'clock, and I look at my emails, and I have got an email from one nun in that place. So it's not far away from me. It is so I can take the taxi, and it doesn't cost me anything to take the taxi to that place. It is, if you have not followed me, is it in May? What can it be? 19 May 2023. And it's Saturday today. And I'm going out in Jesus' garden. It have been cold weather, so I have not could be out in the garden. It have raining and been very cold, so it almost was snowing yesterday. So I'm going out now and cut the grass. It's not much, but it take long time for me because I have to sit down and cut with a scissor, because I want to clean up in with the flowers also, those spring flowers that is almost gone, and see what's coming up in the soil also, and maybe replace it. And so it's much to do, but it's nice weather today. It's warm weather, and this was the first time I was out in the garden and eat breakfast. So it is, I don't know if the surf plate showed me the right time, but it says 10:15. I was out about 9 o'clock and eat breakfast and started the work of the garden a little. But I was thinking about you, that you need to hear from me, as I promised you yesterday that I should recording in the evening, but it never happened. It's very hard to do it in Saturday, because in that Saturday have it been a nice television program to watch. I don't watch so much television, but on Saturday is it nice programs, and it have been on Fridays and on Sundays it mostly sport program, and I don't watch so much sport program. Only when it's world championship like that I watch sometimes, if I know it. And so now it close up like it is here in Sweden, and I live in Helsingborg, a city that we have the main business is in Copenhagen area, so we are cooperated with Denmark in business, and the international airport is in Copenhagen. So it's much about Denmark also, and they have had this area. Denmark have had this area for a long time ago, and we didn't have Denmark, but it was this with the royal family. We are connected, and I don't know if we had a war with Denmark, so we own parts of Denmark or the whole Denmark. I don't know. I'm not good in history. You can ask my daughter that know everything about the history. She loves history. So that's one area we can talk about when she wants to talk to me. And so I got a message from the nun that I am welcome to stay with them out in the country. They are growing vegetables, and it is most that it is to eat breakfast with them, and then I need to have food for myself. But the morning is like a gathering time, and then of course is it many hours part of each other that they pray and do some sermon, and it is Catholic church. It's Catholics. We have some small of this, and I'm going to not go to those castle. I say it's better for my brain to be staying with nuns in this silence retreat things, and and I need to help, and they can tell that I have a bad body, so they give me work to do that I can do with my disability, and then I try to heal my brain in that way, that I'm going to have a talk with a nun, and maybe she have got some from heaven that she wrote me, that she understand that I have had a tough life working for heaven. it have been a learning, but I can understand it now because it happened already when I was born, and I should have been killed in my mother's womb if God have not hid me. So my mother didn't know she was pregnant, and she was find it out when she was in the 5th month, and that was too late to get the abortion. So I should have been killed, but God hid me so I could be born to this world. And then the first picture my parents took me to the photograph just when I baptized, and I was about 3 months. I was baptized, and I was so happy, and I was so cute baby. So you have a picture of me in the track list. I was laughing. I was a happy baby, and my mother told me that I was in the hall. All the windows the photograph had, because it was a nice picture, that I was a cute baby, smiling, with no teeth. And then she was going to the photograph. It was my father that loved to take pictures. That is in my DNA, and I love to take picture. I'm very like him, but not alcoholic like him. So he took me to a photographer when I was about, so I could sit. So I think I was 18 months. And I had changed. I see it because I have those pictures. I was frightened, worried, and I was crying. And my mother said I was crying. And then the photographer understood why I was crying. And my mother had put on me my shoes to show me that we are going home now. We don't take any picture. And then the photographer took off his coat, that they have, like the doctors, they have the same clothes as a doctor. So he take off his protection clothes. And when he did that, I started to laugh. And then the photographer could take where I'm not crying, and he said that it was common in the 50s that the children should have no shoes on, but I have shoes on in the pictures because I was happy because we are going home, and then the doctor was gone, so he took picture. So my mother and my brother and sister, older brother and sister, they have scared me by going to the doctor, and I was threatened, and I was stressed. I was crying. That's where the stress inside me started. And I understand now that the devil have the whole time trying to target my brain. That's it's. I understand now that he was not on his way to kill me because he knew that he should never could kill me. But he is. It's sad, but it's true that, or else he have not taken most of the whole world. That the devil is very smart. He know what God is up to, and try to work negative way was going on, and he knew that he couldn't kill me. He tried to kill me, but what he targeting was my brain. And I remember that when I come back from Africa and I was laying in the hospital, and the doctor couldn't take away the inflammation in my body, and they thought I should die in Christmas Day, and my mother come and talk to me in the spirit, and then I wake up also in the night that it was 4 angels in each corner of the room. 4 corner in the Bible is the world, our planet. So that the angels was there to protect me. And when I saw them, it disappeared, my fever, and I was not dying. And I could go home after 2 days from where they left me. The nurse thought I should lay dead in my bed when in the morning, but I wasn't. So I was thinking when I had this very, very, very much inflammation and my brain was boiling, and I was laying there and thinking that I'm going to lose my brain. It's going to be so warm, so it's kill my brain, and then I lay here like a vegetable with no brain. I was thinking like that, and I say that to God about it. Don't let my brain boil up. And it didn't. So I understand the targeting is my brain. So I need to protect it now, because I understand it. This is what the heaven have educated me in. So I need to come back to have a normal, functional brain, because I am disabled because the brain doesn't work as it should in the motoric. I still can answer quiz. I'm okay in my brain in what I remember, that that have followed me. So I must trust that these nuns will take care of me and help me, even if I have been to Catholic monastery in Portugal. I was, and a young man, they tried to kill me, and I need to. It can be a threat from the devil to not take contact with these nuns. That's why they did that to me. But those in heaven, they told me what was going on, that they were on their way to harm me in the Catholic monastery in that church. And it can be that the devil tried to avoid me to take contact, because I have had a bad experience of the Catholic Church. But it can help me also. At least they have a garden, and they are out in a quiet place. And if a nun is going to be bad, I will talk to someone. It can be the one that is the boss for it. That can be bad, but I'm going to tell someone else then to help me if it's happened. But I pray for this place to be okay, and then I will see how much I can stay there. And for me, is it that I can stay with them forever, because no one care who I am, and no one want to be my friend. So I am talking to myself that I maybe have to let the world go. I don't know. I make decision on the experience I have and the talk with the nuns what to do. So that be interesting. And as they answer me on the internet, they must have some kind of internet there, so I can still try. I'm going to try to have my this surf plate with me, so I can tell you what's going on. So this will be interesting. You know, I'm not angry about any religions. It's not. It's about to know about God and heaven, and they have some error. All the religions have error, because or else if a religion have no error, we should not have this killing that we have today. We should not have this change of gender things. We should not have rape. So that was clearly for me for a long time ago, that this is there is no religion that is 100% right, even if they say so. But I am a witness about it, as I have been in most every religion for a time, and so I know what's going on, because God wanted me to know it, and heaven is working under him, and it's mostly heaven that have talked to me. I was promised you that I should start to talk about these health things, and I have hard to read, but I get some of it when I read a small part of what they are saying in the books that I got on the internet. That is about the first thing of all is water, because you can survive on water for a long time, but not about on food. Is it hard to survive for a long time? You need to eat, but the water help you to stay alive. And it was in this in I think it was in Turkey when it was earthquake, and a boy was coming out alive after about 1 month, and they asked him, how did you survive under everything? You have nothing to eat. But he said, I drink my own pee. So he did the right thing, even if it was salt. It was at least some water in it, and it's not dirty, the pee. I'm not saying that you should drink pee, but pee is not dirty in itself. It's when they're coming out in the air when it starts to. If not, the person is sick in the body. But if it's a healthy body, is it okay to survive on? So he had nothing to eat, but he had something to drink. And then, of course, it can be cold in the night, so it's come a little condense from the water in the night. So, and he was laying there, and I suppose he was also a little cold in his body because it's cold in the nights. And he had rocks under him, trash over him, and rocks over him, around him. So he was not very warm, he was cold. And the body doesn't need to drink so much in that way. And but the water is necessary for us. And it is seldom we drink too much water. It is a limit of a normal, healthy body when you feel that you are full in your stomach of the water, and so it have a normal stop. I counted it as 2.5 liters per day I need to drink water. That's what I try to do that every day. And then we need to be careful with the high hidden sugar that is in this. I like to drink those flavor water that you have very much in the United States of. And today we start to get it here in Sweden very much. Different flavors. Apple, pears, apricots, all kind of orange, of course. And so But it is this with the sugar in the water. You have to be careful, because I know some of this sweetener give me more sugar. Blood sugar is be the same as I eat sugar. It's be the same. You have to find it out what you can eat and drink of this sweetener there is. You should, if you have someone that have this, if you have not diabetes, you should ask a person that have diabetes if you can get some measure tools from him or her to measure your blood when you take this sweetener, and you check it out without eating anything. You should drink this and then measure it. Not eat other things, because it can be sugar in that, but take that that have sweetener and check it out how your body reacts, because my body react on some of the sweetener that is common in those food and drinks. So I have to check it out, what's in this product I buy. It's crazy, because it's even in meat, they place in sugar in the meat, the product, or like they fill it up with water, they have a injection of water. They also nowadays they place in sugar inside the water also. So you should eat it and think it's nice taste of the food you eat. So you have to be careful, very careful. Today I don't eat now those that they say that they soften the meat, the chicken, the softener it, and with those things. But you can take some like buttermilk and place the chicken in buttermilk, and then you can all kind of sour things that you can still eat it if it even if it's sour, but it's not so sour that you can blend it with other things later on and it doesn't taste sour. So like buttermilk, yogurt, you lay the chicken parts inside that liquor with maybe some spices, herbs, and let it be over the night, staying as long as you can, and then take it out and dry it, and then you place it in a pan. You don't need this with the food that they place in salt and water in it. You don't need that. You can do it by yourself, so you know what you do, what you eat. So water is the most important, but you can't survive on water. It was in the 80s, was it very popular it was when they started the real diet to eat healthy. Then it was a healthy guru. He was running and have only drinking water for 1 week, and then he was running, and suddenly his heart stopped, and he was the guru about this. You can't drink water 1 week and not eat anything, and then go on and running for a long time. That kills you. And you know what God is talking about when it comes about suicide. You know that that is a suicide, because you are killed of lack of knowledge. And that's what I want to give you in this about health. So I am not going to recording something only about health. It will be other things also. And so this is about water, and we should not put in soda in the water. As if you can, take it as still water. No, nothing carbonated, not that kind. You can. I do that. I drink carbonate soda on weekends, but in the week I stay away from that and only drink water. And there is many things you can place in the water that taste okay if you don't like to drink clean water. But be careful with tea water. That is very common in the United States, to drink it to your pizza, to have cold tea, and you say unsweetener tea, but it's still sugar in it, is placed in it because they want you to drink it and buy it. And what you place in the sweetener there is on the table, there is also a sweetener maybe you don't can drink. And so it's about and place the herbs into the water. And I learned from be in Germany very much. When I lived with my daughter's father in 16 years, he always wanted to drive to Germany. And I learned that to drink in a restaurant in that time, nowadays I don't know, but in that time, in the 90s, there was always something to drink before dinner. And that what they say in this Harvard medical school paper I get, to drink water, some at least 2 cups of water before you eat, and between drinking and eat your food it should be 30 minutes. So at least 15 minutes if you are very hungry. But the priority is 30 minutes before. So you drink the water before you start to make food, for example. It maybe take 30 minutes to to have some food on your plate. So that's a very healthy thing to do, to not mix up food and water, because the food is make the body to digest and take out all these things for the food to come down in your body and go out. The vitamins and minerals there is in the food should come into your body and not in the pee or this other thing. It should be taken up of the body. So you start, this is the first we should do, you and I, because I'm doing these things I'm talking about, because I start to change my eating to see if I can be more healthy. So that is the first part we should train on, to drink water, not other things. It's good if you can take some lemon, real lemon, not fake lemon, but like a little sour, because that prepare the inside you before the food is coming. So you don't drink tea or those things, water with a little sour vinegar if you can in it, and let it stay going down in your body for 30 minutes. It's clean out what it is inside you, to prepare a way for it to come down and taken up on the body, the vitamin and minerals. So it's very important to start with that, to give you a healthy body. And then the Harvard Medical School, it says that forget all this diet package, those that they want you to buy and eat. And I know I was trying keto. I did a keto, and suddenly one day I get very, very much pain in my liver. So I lay 1 week in the hospital, and they tried to find out what it was that was hurt me so very much. But they say it was some liver problem I had, because I eat very much fat. That's keto. Keto food is to eat very much fat, and that in itself it says it's okay to clean up things with fat, because they say fat take out fat, but that is on the products. It's not about your body. So that only hurt the liver, because I have not drinking alcoholic for 30 years, and now I suddenly get the liver. So I was laying in a hospital and got a scan of what's going on in my body for 1 week, and then it disappeared because I eat normal food at the hospital. First I was laying for 3-4 days with only water inside my body, and then I start to eat it again, and it was normal food I got in the hospital. So I was okay. So I never again trying keto. I have trying most of all diets there is. It's only to earn money on you. That's only. It's about money. And today do I know also that is the devil's work to kill you in that way. I told you yesterday about the doctor. Even the doctor tried to kill me by giving me too strong medicine. So I will see what he will say, because in that health clinic they say that they are giving him what I wrote them about this with medicines, and that I am not mental sick, or in some way am I mental sick, but not in that way. Of course the brain is sick on me because I have been in so much evil things and tried to survive, and I have survived by the help of heaven. But I'm not mental sick, and they will never ever place any drugs inside me to take away what's inside my brain. I need to feel a place where I feel I'm comfort and protected in and silence in. Here is it not silence. I need to have this hearing protection from hearing sounds in my own home, because my neighbors, it's not only the children, 3 children under 7 years old, but also the father is running on the floor. So I need to have this covering on my ears many times where I live. And yesterday when I was out to the park, when I drive home, suddenly it come a boy screaming just where I was driving. And I be so scared because of that I am sensitive for sounds, plus that he comes suddenly, and I thought he should run into me. And I was not scared in that way people think I should be scared, because it was a death threatening yesterday. When I get that, is it like my heart stop? Everything stop in my body. It's not the same thing like people be scared. When I be scared, really scared, and when they have put a knife on me or a gun on me and try to kill me, my body, my brain stop working. It's only cold in it. So I have written on Facebook, and people are writing me many things, but they don't understand what real deadly threat is. And that I get very often. And suddenly it's kill the brain piece by piece, and I need to stop it now before it take my eyes and my mouth, and my breathing, and of course the heart to not stop. I need to rest now, but it is not free to stay with the nuns. So it's sad to say, but I still need support with money, because it's about $40, about 500 Swedish crowns, like that, per day to stay there. But it is that I can give them what I can give them, but when I know that when I know what they want to get from me each day, I can't do this, that I give them only a little money. I give them that money. I am like that. Like yesterday, I was into a store and I bought some products to have in on Friday evening in front of the television, and then and one of it was a lemon, and one lemon fruit, and I have passed by all the protection, those scan things, and it didn't say anything about the lemon, because it was not done anything on it. You can steal many things that is not have any protection from stealing on it. But I saw that lemon laying in my bag, and I have to drive backwards with the scooter, and it's hard to drive when it's people around everywhere. But I say I need to pay for the lemon, so it was not $1 for it, but I couldn't drive away knowing that I knew there was a lemon. If I have going home with that lemon and put it up in my kitchen, then I have not going back. I'm not so crazy, but if I am in a store and I see that she have not got any money for these things, I tell them. But not when I'm coming home after driving about 45 minutes back to the store and back home. I don't go drive back and give them that money, because it's never very expensive things that they don't see. But a lemon, sometimes they don't see these small fruits. But I don't want to steal. They don't see it, but God see it. Heaven see that I saw it, because they have my eyes. And I saw the lemon laying there. And it was a little conflict. I am a human. And I was thinking, I don't say anything. But then I felt, no, I am going to feel guilty for that in front of God. It doesn't matter if it's under $1. I need to pay for everything I buy. I can't say that I don't. I am not going to pay for what I steal. That I can't say. That's a no word. Steal. It's what I buy, I pay for, and that is the same thing what you do in life. What you do in this life, even if no one see you or no one hear you, that is in this world. That is about the human. But those that is in heaven, they see everything. It's not God. I am a little like Buddhist people, that God is far away from what's going on. But when those in heaven, you have angel, everyone have an angel with them, and when the angel is seeing that you do something wrong, they write it up, and then God will know it when you come to the court. That's, of course, they don't write it up. You have to remember that it's a spirit thing. But the book they write it up is the memories in the brain. Write it up. They remember it. They don't have that kind of brain that we have. Our brain is so limited. I have got a brain that have not those normal limits that is in people, because I am here to be God's messenger to this planet. Even if it seems like I have failed. But some of you that follow me, that though you receive it, so it doesn't matter how many you are, only that I can reach one person with what I am talking about. Am I very thankful for. This podcast is made for you and me. It's not for only for you, like that is in the church. Is it many times that the pastor, the preacher can do whatever they want, but you should do those things they are saying, or you are doing bad things that they never should do, like that. No, this, I'm telling you the truth, is on both you and me. I need to learn. I have learned a lot since I started this podcast. It was heaven that wanted me to start a podcast. I didn't know anything about podcast, but they say that I should do a podcast. And I started and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what to do when it was the COVID-19 was going on. I couldn't take people into my home and talk to them. I sit here by myself, and in the beginning I was very worried about to get the COVID-19. So I was mostly inside my home or in the garden. I got the garden when the pandemic come, so I could be out there. And thank you, God, for that. And thank you, Heaven, for that. So that this is what Heaven was telling me. It should be a gathering place, they say it, my home. And that was a gathering place for Heaven, and it was a gathering place for you that listen to this podcast. And God knows who you are and what life you have lived and what life you're gonna live in the future. He knows your future. So he is not judge you for what you have done in the past, because then he see your future, that you have changed your way of thinking, what you are doing here on earth. You have changed it, and that erase everything you have done in the past when you didn't know, that people that didn't know teach you. The world around you that didn't know the truth, they teach you. But now you are teaching in the truth, in the spirit and truth from heaven. So there is no excuse if you have listened. It needs only one chapter of this podcast, or even that you start and listen a half minute of this podcast. You have come to know that there is a podcast that God have and heaven have told me to do. So there is no excuse for you to stop listen. If you have started to listen, then you have taken part of that there is a podcast. And if you have only seen this podcast and ignore it, that is also something that you can't say, but God, I never saw that podcast, because they know that you have seen it. You have heard about it. So there is no excuse to be in the court and God go angry at you. But I don't say that he going to send you to hell, because it's very few people. And it means you have to understand this, that Jesus have his throne inside hell, because he is helping out people from hell and take them to heaven, because they have some why they never come to know God. They never knew how to come to the truth, and it can be something that we don't understand, but Jesus know, and he take it to the court, this person to the court. So, and he defend this person. That's how it is. Jesus defend you in the court. And then he is saying also in the Bible that go away, because I never knew you. That is those going to hell, but they are not many. I tell you, because God is love, and he tried to help as much as he can. When people want to be helped, he helps. You maybe not going into the golden city or be in the room where God is, but you at least can be in heaven and be out in the meadow and playing like a child, and not knowing what have going on earth. You only playing like a child without any darkness inside you. That's what we want to tell you. I have said that before. I had to drink a little water. So I'm going to tell you more about what I study in this school. I have told you about my study in before I go to Israel. I study about the history of the Jewish people here in Sweden. I told you about it. I have told you about how they come to Sweden, my ancestors, because the heaven told me in Jerusalem 2016 to make my DNA, and I'm on the way to do it. Yesterday I got 4 DNA match on my mother's side, from Poland, Jewish, Polish, and in other places in the world. And I come to understand the truth. DNA is the truth. They can't lie about it. It's the truth in the beginning, when you can place where it's going, your DNA. So thank you for listening, and God bless you. I hope you stay and listen more about this with the health, because I want to you to live by knowing the truth and the spirit world, and also what's going on inside your body with your health. Thank you.